Alright, ready for part 2?
Yep.
Alright, part 2, here we go. My apologies for part 1 because I was really excited to be back, and I think I kind of went on a whole lot of different avenues than we were really supposed to go down. So we're going to push right into viewer comments and finish off the topic that we just left off on, which was about the Federer-Millman match. By the way, this is part 2 of 2, so if you are just getting here, then pause it here, go back to part 1, and you will see that basically we left off right where we are now.
Right.
Okay, so we just left off, and Carla mentioned to me about a comment that Roger Federer made about he was just glad the match was over. Again, I was tied up doing some weather videos. I did not hear this comment, and when she told me that, it kind of took my, not breath away, but I was like, wow, that's not something Roger said. However, it was explained to me. I guess he was hot, couldn't breathe.
Well, he said exactly. At some point, I was just happy that the match was over.
Talk louder.
He said. At some point, I was just happy that the match was over. It was very hot tonight. One of those nights where I felt I couldn't get air.
So I hear the message or hear the interview response, I guess you could say, and for me as an athlete, when I hear an opponent say something like that, it's just an excuse.
Well, they said he didn't go straight to the locker room either. He was on a stretcher and he had to get his breathing.
Look,
I don't know.
All I have to say is that I wish the best for any athlete, any gladiator that's ever been through any sport, no matter what. But when it's to the point where it's visibly a lot for a $300 million athlete, as the latest deal was signed, you have to be the best of the best. And I'm not. And you are the best. Roger is the, in my opinion, still until someone beats that 20. We've talked about what quantifies the greatest of all time. Until someone beats the 20, he's the best. That's what everybody's going to look at. So we'll leave it at that. At this point now, but if you can't find your breathing, if you're losing in a really ugly way to Djokovic in Cincinnati, you haven't won the U.S. Open in, what, a decade? Not quite a decade, I think like 8-9 years, something like that. I didn't look that up. But it might be time to figure something else out. If I would have been Roger, I would have thought about retirement after the Australian. I think he really expected to win Wimbledon, and Anderson solved that riddle. I think if Federer would have won Wimbledon, he may have retired, and I think that was probably a big letdown for Roger there. And I'm not making excuses for him at this point forward, though. In this tournament, I do hope to see Djokovic win this tournament. At this point, wish the best for Roger. I'm still a fan, always will be. To me, he's the greatest of all time, and it's arguable who's number 2. Anyway, we're gonna squash that. Thank you for the comment. Do we see more from Roger?
We will.
Do we see another major from Roger?
We will. I mean, we will. Come on. Now he can play the ATP finals and start training again and surprise us all.
Real quick though, Nadal had a 5-setter with Thiem and pulled that out in an epic 5-set match. At 3 a.m., Nadal was just getting back to his hotel. There was a message he sent to fans that said, "Hey, I'm just getting back to the hotel," and it was a wonderful match. My question is, when Nadal meets Del Potro, after that type of match. Now, Del Potro had a tough match against Isner, don't get me wrong. But it was more of a serve fest and missile fest. Nadal grinded that match out. Does anyone think that if Nadal, let's say Nadal beats Del Potro in 5 sets, do you really think Nadal's going to have enough gas to face Djokovic? Because I personally think Djokovic is going to roll through Nishikori or Cilic, and I think Cilic will beat Nishikori. I think that match is ongoing. But I think Djokovic right now has to be the heavy favorite to walk through whoever at this point, because he's going to be fresher, which is a testament to how good of an athlete right now Djokovic is. He's in the 90% range now. He's getting there.
I disagree with you completely.
There's no human...
I've watched so many matches. He's not a 90%.
There's no human being on this earth that can go 5 sets like he did last night with Thiem, then go in and potentially go 5 sets. Now look, if Nadal beats Del Potro in like 4 sets, okay, it'll be a close match with Djokovic. But if Nadal goes 5 sets with Del Potro, and is expected to go play a presumably fresh Djokovic against Nadal in the final, can you tell me that you think Nadal's still going to be the favorite? If he is, gee whiz, he'd be like the most fittest athlete on the planet. What human being can do that?
He's fit. He'll be fine. He's fit. Come on.
So you think he can go through?
I don't know that he's gonna go 5 sets to Del Potro. Del Potro looked pretty tired with Isner.
But let's say he did. Let's say Nadal did go 5 sets.
He has a chance. Yes.
So let's we're gonna call Carl out.
Oh my God, let's get to the comments because this is ridiculous. We're just gonna go back and forth about Nadal, Djokovic, Nadal, Djokovic, Nadal. They're not even in the final yet.
Let's go. By the way, Nishikori had his collar up.
He took it back down, won the set. So.
Oh, he flipped his collar down?
Yeah.
Collar up, won the set, flip it down?
Yes.
All right. What's up, Benoit Pierre? Go ahead.
All right, comment. See. Here we go. By Steve Clevenger. He says, great.
Wait, this is first viewer comments.
First viewer comments. So sorry. First viewer comments.
She's getting into viewer comments starting off from the last videos, including the weather ones.
Yes.
See, what happened is she's got me I'm talking about Nadal.
But he's talking so much about Nadal, Djokovic, but we're not even there yet. So why even talk about it?
See this?
Let's get to it. When it gets there, we talk about it.
She's getting antsy.
I'm so over the whole thing. Nadal, Djokovic. They're not even there yet. Nadal's got to beat Potro. Djokovic will beat Millman, and then he's got to get through whoever else.
Man, I tell you what, I'm glad one of you guys aren't sitting here because this type of thing right here.
I just want to get to the comments. I'm sure the viewers want to hear that too.
It's coming.
Okay, well, let's go. Like you say, let's go. Let's go.
Man. All right.
All right, Steve Clevenger, first comment of the day.
Man, you sure you ate lunch? You seem irritable.
Oh, no, do I look irritable?
Oh,
I'm smiling.
Oh, I feel an irritable vibe.
Oh, I'm laughing. Really?
Yeah.
They're not in the final. Are we talking about the finals?
It's you. Go ahead. You got it.
All right. Well,
go ahead. Viewer comments. It's all you.
He says, great job, Carla and Justin. Very informative. The heck with the Weather Channel when you have you two. Great work.
We enjoy the weather. Definitely.
He enjoys the weather.
Love it. Love it. She films it good, though. She films it good. I can't help it. I've just always loved the weather.
And I have to be on my phone today because internet's down, so.
There you go.
Larvancio Ramos. Nole is resting. Ready. Pray for CT. No idea who that is. CT win? He said Nole is resting. Ready. Pray for CT win in straight sets tonight.
CT.
Did he play somebody? CT?
Was Carlos Suarez Navarro? Maybe a
No, the CT.
Cilic? No?
No idea. Can you, Larvancio, can you explain the CT to us?
CT, like Charlie Tango?
Yeah.
Like CT?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
C period T period.
What am I missing?
I have no idea. But however, I'm waiting Delpo against Nadal. Delpo going to flogging Nadal. And if Delpo wins the US Open, won't be bad at all. Nole and Delpo are best friends.
That would be a good match. I think that would be a great match.
Sure.
I like Del Potro a lot, too. A lot.
I like Del Potro, too.
Go Del Potro.
See, if he beat Nadal, I wouldn't be too bummed out because I actually like Del Potro a lot.
Yeah, I like Del Potro
so
a lot.
if Del Potro beats Nadal, I'll be rooting for Del Potro to beat Djokovic. See? Sorry.
She's in rare mode today. See, I have all this stuff written. I know I got an hour to do it in. And then when she jumping, like, let's get to the comments. I'm like, you know I'm going to get there anyway. So when she does this means that she's dicey. She's dicey. Look, she only slept for like 2 hours last night because it was hot. We got power back this morning. So
I'm fine.
Oh, she's dicey.
All right, Stimpy boys.
You see this? Now she's trying to laugh it off, but I can tell that's a fake laugh.
That's not fake, trust me.
Oh, it's a fake laugh.
Stimpy boy says, I told you already Osaka will be the future #1. And you said no. Hee hee.
I did say no. If she plays like she played today and just smoke, was it Serenko did she play?
She should have smoked Serenko.
She should have, but wait a minute. Let's be real. Stimpy's right here in a sense, not about future #1. I'm not going there yet.
I don't think so either.
But wait a minute. Don't I deserve some props for Osaka? Because I called her out for like 3 months talking about she plays too many video games. And maybe she heard that. Maybe she set her video games controllers down. Now she's bagling people. I'm just kidding. But we've called Osaka out for her lack of self-discipline. Not her coach's discipline, but her self-discipline, i.e. video game playing, i.e. spending all this time typing what she's eating and all this stuff that most people don't look at when they're training.
Yeah.
I only know this because, again, she puts some of these videos on platforms so other people can see them, and she'll say, oh, look, and this is something that we see all the time, and I don't think you mentioned that lately.
No, she hasn't, and she did beat Sabalenka.
And so she wins there, and then she destroys
Serena destroyed her.
Destroyed her, and she's pretty much been whopping along on people this entire tournament, like double bagels.
Well, she should, because people were talking about her since Indian Wells, and we haven't heard anything about her till now. So she should be doing better.
Yeah, so good for her. Good for her. I wish her the best. And Stimpy Boy, if she becomes #1 in the world, then maybe I'll have to eat some crow.
Well, I'm gonna be rooting for Serena. I really want her to get to 24.
All right.
So, okay, our role fallen, not rule.
What's up, our rule?
I think that for the girl side, it's open really for everyone. There are some young girls with more power and game than Halep, whose only strength is fighting spirit. I think soon someone is going to move up in the top. For the men, I would like to see a Nadal versus Fed final, but Nole and Cilic are looking sharp. And let's not forget about Delpo. Be careful with the storm.
And at this point, we better not forget about Millman.
My shocker. I mean, it was good to see the shocker. You want to see... I mean, these guys work so hard. And this guy's 29 years old, and we never really watched him before. I mean, you got to give props to him, too, you know?
Love the flavor of that comment, though. That's kind of that kind soul comment. That's exactly why he's such a great coach. Mm-hmm. Exactly why. Very good comment. Good vibe to that. Love that comment.
I mean, there should be someone on the women's side taking over soon. I mean, Serena won't be there forever. Mm-hmm. Next comment, Kane Serjanovic. First again, love your comments, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Alabama. Just need to get my cigs and beer stamina up. At Carla, I hope you won't be angry at me. 1-1. I hate bageling people. God, speed
really?
With the weather, guys. Stay safe. That's funny, Kane.
Let's go.
Love the challenge. Bring it on.
Let's go. Take that action. It'll be fun. Let's go.
Wayne Chia says, Fed plays like this against Djokovic, he's gone. This is why fans should not be excited about the Kyrgios match. When you get older, you are less consistent. Even if Fed gets past Djokovic, there's no guarantee he would win this tournament.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen. He lost, Wayne Chia, unfortunately, for Justin. Wayne Chia says, if Fed wins 3 out of the 4 quarterfinals pairing, would be former Slam final pairings. Nadal, Thiem, Fed, Djokovic, Nishikori, Cilic. All matches could go either way. We could see either Fed or Djokovic left with Nishikori, Thiem, and Isner. Well, Fed messed that up completely.
So, look, because we're running through part 2, we got so many left. If, again, these comments come from the show's day previous, and we took a day off, so 2 shows piled up comments. If the matches are 2 days old, and everybody knows...
Well, I'll get through them.
Yeah, just pop through them. And this is, again, a big apology from me because, again, I took this whole weather thing to another extreme and filmed the whole thing, and I put this aside.
Okay, well, let me get to them.
So if it's still like the Federer match, we know what happened. Mention the comment, and let's roll through it so we can get caught up.
Okay, Wayne Chia says...
My apologies, for real.
Says, wow, Millman 2-1 up. The thing is, Fed is not looking good. This will only spur Millman. And then he said, if Fed loses, what a smooth ride it would be for Djokovic. What's up, Djokovic fans? All right, Dark Knight said, Fed loses to Millman. Unbelievable. Maybe it's time to hang the racket up. Laugh out loud. But don't worry, Fed fans. Rafa will help you out to beat Novak in the final.
Good point.
Furzy09 says, the press don't ask him these questions because none of them are tennis players. It's not like his money coaches are doing anything to. Now watch Fed play his best tennis at Laver Cup without pressure.
That's an interesting comment. I wasn't expecting that. I still have such a... just to be honest at this point, I didn't ever soak up Roger losing to Millman until this storm passed earlier today, and I'm still kind of bummed about it.
Well, he said he...
Again, the Federer Djokovic match is not going to happen, unfortunately. Hence why the ticket prices dropped substantially at the U.S. Open, and we'll get into that. But I'm just still... ever since you mentioned that comment, I didn't know that, and it just like changed my whole vibe. And I'm trying to shake out of that.
Well, Furzy09 said he also warned us that...
I'm glad that how in the hell do you... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Well, how do you say I'm glad the match is over?
You don't. But let me get to this.
How do you say this?
Furzy09 says, I warn you, all the Fed played bad by his standards versus Kyrgios. Mentally, he's not there. He has been missing volleys and smashes on top of the net for many matches now. Why doesn't anybody ask him about that?
Who?
Why is he missing so many volleys, smashes, and stuff?
Roger?
Yeah.
We saw that in Cincinnati, and
He missed so much.
And then I thought it was a fluke, and then it happens again. So yeah, I'm questionable at this point. And I mean, come on, let's be real. 37 with 2 sets of twins, a wife, got 20 majors. Is it not time? Am I that nuts to still think he can win more majors? I think he can still win one, but
He still could win one.
But after Wimbledon, and then after Cincinnati, and then after this one, man, I just don't know. I just don't know. I think I might eat crow.
All right, next.
I think I might eat crow. Wait a minute. You keep talking about Federer match from 2 days ago, and you talking about me. Hurry up.
What do
you should be the one hurrying up. We already know Federer lost.
But you don't want me to read their comments? It's not their fault that we did a weather show.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I get that, but yeah.
New viewer, new comments.
Let's go.
M Mulls, MULLZ. I love you guys, and Carla, you're a badass.
Thank you. Come on. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Beastly until she steps on the court against me, and then I blow her off of it.
Kia-sama, Justin. It's clear that the results from last night has left you feeling dismay, upset, disappointed.
I'm dismayed and disappointed right now.
Whatever phrase you wish to use.
I'm distraught. Here, look, how much time do I got?
I don't know.
How many messages you have?
A lot.
Oh, crap. All right, so I'm distraught. I'll cut it off that because there's a lot. Yeah, I'm not a happy camper right now. All this stuff is I knew Federer lost, but I didn't know about the comment. I'm glad that...
Well, wait, she said, thought it would be easy for me to glow and say, I told you so. I have been in your position as well and can empathize. It's never easy to see your favorite player lose, and for the past 2 years, while watching Djokovic struggle, I can honestly say I shed quite a few tears.
So this is like a psychotherapy session. I'm just now coming to grips with the trauma that I went through 2 days ago because the weather interrupted my ability to quell this absolute disgust for this latest Federer loss.
Well, she says, I can honestly say I shed quite a few tears watching him walk off the court, not playing at his best. Federer is lucky to have fans like you who are so passionate about him and will continue to believe in him no matter what. With that said, kudos to Millman for giving it his all and not backing down after losing the first set. Despite the horrendous conditions, he ran down every ball as best he could. One can assume he'll have a letdown in the next match, but I'm not taking anyone for granted, and I'm sure Novak isn't either. Gutted for Sabalenka, but she'll be back, aka the female Terminator, and will be ready to come to the Australian Open. I'm calling it now. Laugh out loud. The Sharapova match, well, you called it a way of us not being surprised if Navarro pulled out a win. See why the women are so unpredictable? Well, aside from Serena, hope you guys stay safe during the incoming hurricane. Give a Uzi salute and a Djokovic wave and a Sharapova shriek.
Comment of the day right there. Comment of the day. I'm not going to lie. At the end of part 1, when she read me that comment about Federer saying, I'm glad the match was over, I kind of got like, not mad, but I just got like down. And then I kept some negative energy because of that into this. And now that comment, she knows the feeling. She can empathize.
Yeah.
She worked in the maternity ward. She worked in the maternity ward, right?
Yeah.
And she can empathize. That's what I'm talking about. I'm back. That's right. I'm a fan, and I always will be a fan. He will win another major, and it will be at Wimbledon next year. I will eat crow, Kia-sama. I will eat crow. I'll eat crow. I'll eat crow. If, 2 things.
Oh, boy.
I will eat crow if Roger Federer doesn't win the next Wimbledon, then retire.
Ooh.
The second plate of crow is what I'll eat if she, once I get healthy, beats me in 2 out of 3 sets.
Oh, that's easy. Then you'll eat crow.
I will eat crow, but she brought me back. Let's go, Kia-sama. Let's go. Come on. She just rejuvenated me. I love this lady. Let's go, Kia. Let's go.
All right.
Come on.
Stimpy Boy says, Federer lost. Eat crow, Justin. Novak's the greatest.
I just said that. All right, I'm going to eat some crow. I'm telling you. Well, no, wait a minute. I'm not going to eat crow because Federer's going to win Wimbledon next year, and you're going down like 6-2, 6-2. I'm crow-free. If you ever have a job application and someone says, hey, can you tell me something about yourself? You don't want to write on it? I'm going to write, I am crow-free. They'll be like, what is this? Crow-free? I'll be like, it's a long story, but I'm crow-free. I do not eat crow. Don't plan on it, nor do I think I'll eat crow. Wimbledon next year. Federer. Carla, 2-2. I will not eat crow.
All right, Stefan gave us some big stats. He said big 3 stats in 2011. Grand Slams, Djokovic 12, Nadal 8. 6 of them are Roland Garros titles. Federer 4. ATP Tour Finals, Djokovic 4, Nadal 0, Federer 2. ATP Masters 1000, Djokovic 26 titles, Nadal 15, Federer 10 titles. Djokovic versus Nadal head-to-head 20-9. Djokovic versus Federer head-to-head 19-8. So the facts are, Novak absolutely dominated the golden era of tennis. And I don't want to name Roger the champion of the weak era, but Hewitt, Roddick, Safin are nowhere near the quality of Nadal, Djokovic, or Murray.
You can't say Philippoussis, you can't say Agassi, you can't say... you can't say Ivanisevic, you can't say Rafter, you can't say Sampras, you can't say Safin, you can't say I mean, geez, the list is...
Yeah, this is just gonna go on.
Yeah, well, we've been here. It's look in the context of myself as a player, competitively at that age, herself as a player competitively at that stage, and knee deep in the game as much as we are now. I completely disagree with that, and always will disagree with that. Yeah. Love the comment. I love the comment.
That's great. Yeah,
who mentioned that?
Stefan,
love you. Love you. You know I got much love for you, Stefan. I love it, but I disagree with it because at that point in my life, not saying you weren't, Stefan, but at that point in my life, man, I was fighting in the game, knee deep in it.
I think Stefan's a bit younger from what it seems like. On his
Maybe so, but at that point in my life, I was probably upper 20s. And training hard, man, like really training, grinding it out. Our rule following can testify for this type of stuff. Our rule following, our rule following is one of these guys, man, that was in the thick of it during this time, and that's why I love our rule following's comments, because I know he was in the trenches at that point in time, and these are the guys that we all looked up to, and now we talk about Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer, but at that point it was like Rafter and Sampras.
Yeah, you can't take away. You can't take away the credit.
Man, you just can't, man.
No, you can't.
You just can't.
We can go back in time and do the same thing.
We can do it. We can go back to Borg and McEnroe.
Yeah, we can say the same thing. But Borg had no competition until McEnroe came, so you can't do that.
And even that's debatable.
Yeah,
let's go.
All right, Stefan says, I was glad to see the crowd was disgraceful towards Djokovic again, applauding on double faults provocations, because it takes the best out of him. They should know better by now, and I really don't understand why he started doing that crazy wave thing at the end.
During what match?
They were booing him.
Sandgren?
They were booing him with the Sosa.
Which match?
Sosa. I didn't see it.
Either way.
They should know better. Okay, he tries too much, but he should accept the fact that he cannot be loved by everyone. At least now you have a great intro for your show.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't be loved. And it doesn't matter.
You can't be.
If people don't like you, oh well. I deal with it too. Oh
yeah,
well.
I mean, again, it
doesn't matter.
We have...
as long as he knows who he is, and that's it.
Yeah, look, in the community that we live, we are sometimes seen by others as, well, we're 40 and we have 5 kids, but we stay fit. We don't have much, but, sometimes we're frowned upon because we're not like others, and we just try to smile and keep going, but a lot of times there's a lot of stuff that is rather hateful that she hears because of certain things that are totally irrelevant. Like she's from Mexico and she's from Brooklyn.
I don't even have Mexican
I mean, we hear this stuff all the time, and we fight through the noise because of this type thing every day when these shows are done, and that's okay because we're gonna smile, we're gonna be cordial, and we're just going to keep doing what we do to be positive, no matter what.
And Djokovic should face the facts that not everybody's going to like him, and that's all right. He doesn't have to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah,
not to me, not to anybody.
Exactly why I mentioned this. Djokovic seems to have a really good soul. This may sound odd to you, but when you see a dude that can run down the street jogging in a Speedo, it shows you that he's a free soul. It shows you that he's willing to just be a fun guy. I like Djokovic a lot, man. I know you do too, deep down.
Yeah, deep down. I mean, I know he's a good person. I see he giving a lot back to the community. I see him work with children and stuff. So, like I said, he doesn't have to prove anything to me or to anyone.
So at the end of the day, I know that if Djokovic is not playing Nadal, she's rooting for him. I know that. So don't believe all the hype over here. She roots for Djokovic as long as Djokovic is not. She roots for Nadal.
Nadal's the man. I'm sorry.
If Nadal's threatened, then she hates him. But if not, then she likes him.
All right, Weather Freak Channel 1 says, this will be a very big rainmaker and wind machine. It was.
Great weather. Check out the videos.
All right, Robert Starr says, sadly, Roger lost to a lesser player. I think Roger's done winning Grand Slam titles. If he manages another one, he will be fortunate. I suppose his age has finally caught up with him. But even if he stays at 20 slams, it's still the most in history for the men's singles. And we can look forward to seeing the final tally for Rafa and Novak.
This may go 3 for a catch-up show.
Okay. Next comment, David.
This may go 3 parts for a catch-up show. I don't want to rush it and create a not good product. I'd rather deliver a good product because Kiyosama just pulled me out of the rut. She just pulled me out of the trenches. I was in the trenches for like 10 minutes and I got my energy back. If this goes 3, don't kill us, but we're just catching up.
David Rain says, slower courts and humid conditions are giving the athletic players a chance in this year's Open. I love watching the underdogs, Navarro, Millman, busting their tails and running down balls. Justin should take note for his next battle with Carla. After your leg heals up, you need to train hard, brother. Stay safe with the impending weather. Let's go, underdogs. Let's go.
Let's go, Dave Rains. By the way, Kane out there, is it Kane in California that's talking about venturing?
Yes.
Okay, so Kane, Dave Rains, same deal, same context. Dave Rains busted up in here from Cincinnati. Boom. Came out and started dropping serve bombs. Playing big time. I was like, what? Then he came back down the next year, which was this year. So he came back the first year, then the second year, and then he played doubles with all the kids. We had a great time.
We did.
Let's go, Dave Rains. Let's go, Dave Rains. Love this guy.
Weather Freak Channel says, this looks exciting, referring to your weather video.
That's exactly right. We had a great time.
Stefan says, I think this critic about Roger's loss and how he should retire is a bit harsh.
Me too.
To him. So many people now are overthinking way too much about how many and why he lost. Heat and humidity caught him. I don't think he lost passion for tennis at all. He's still on a very high level. Too high to retire, in my opinion. People already said he was done 2 years ago, and he still won the Australian Open 2018. As Rudy Tomjanovic once said, never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Maybe he should just play tournaments where the qualifications to enter are as long as it's below 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Look,
I don't think he's done. I agree with Stefan. I don't think he's done.
Yeah, I agree with Stefan 1,000,000%. 100% he's not done. He may win the Australian. He may win...
He might surprise us all.
I think this year he needs to play the French. And that's a topic in of itself.
He should have played it,
I think Roger should play the French and then still play... Hal, Germany, or whatever it is in the run-up to Wimbledon, and then still should play. If he's going to continue to have chances deep in tournaments, he needs to come in legs ready. His legs have looked heavy. I'm not going to get into that. We've already talked about this.
All right.
I don't think he's done. I agree with Stefan.
All right, William Chia said, how is it possible Nadal no longer serves like he did in the 2000 U.S. Open? Over 130 miles per hour. Technical or strategic issue?
Don't know.
I'm not sure. His serve has not always been
Who
the
served?
best. Nadal.
I thought you were just talking about Djokovic. I was checking the time.
He said, why isn't Nadal serving like he did in 2010? And you talked about this. He was big before 2010.
This is a great question, and we're going to end part 2 here because we're going to have to go to 3. I'm so sorry. It's totally my fault. I got wrapped up in the weather, and I didn't realize we had this much. I just got to this point in the show, and I said Carla's going to read comments, and usually we're done by now. My fault, totally. No disrespect. I mentioned this on like maybe 5 or 10 shows ago, where in 2010 Nadal looked like Vader. I told you he looked like Vader. Wearing all black and a black headband, and just he's like 3 times bigger, and he's still a strong man now. I have no idea why he was that big in 2010. I have no idea why he was serving that big in 2010, but it did seemingly didn't it seemingly become after that point in time, after 2010, and he was serving so beastly and won the U.S. Open, I think. Didn't shortly after that he had a fall from grace for a little while? Not a fall from grace, but in 2010, big boom, 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 boom.
Well, there was a lot of rumors, and there were rumors. I don't know.
So he goes from beast mode to kind of fell off for a while and then came back. Now he's not nearly as big as he was then, but he's still dominating. So I don't know where I want to go with that comment.
Well, he's saying why is his serve was bigger then and not now? Who knows?
Look, I think we can all speculate about such. I don't even want to go there and discussing such things because, sure, in 2010, Darth Vader was out there, plain and simple. His left arm was like boom, and his right arm much smaller. And look, my right arm is huge, but much bigger than my left arm, just because I've played the game my whole life. But it was like dwarfism at that point. But whatever, maybe that was his regimen at that point in time. I don't want to speculate there. I don't know. Anyway, so we still have viewer comments to go. I'm taking you 3 parts, and these may take 3 hours apiece to download. So this third part may come to you at 4 in the morning. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, we have to go to part 3. I agree. Who was that talked about?
Wainam Chia.
Wainam Chia, yeah. I totally agree with Wainam here. In 2010, it was odd that he was going so big. But he's still managing to hold his own equally as much as then. Maybe not quite, but close.
Right.
But that's open for discussion and debate. And it has been for 8 years.
Right.
Okay, we talked about it then. All right, anyway, we're going to go to part 3. Thanks so much for watching. Click a like below, share the video, subscribe, and we're going to end this here directly on part 3. All right?
All right.
Let's go.